What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Showtime is the Lazy King with King's Critiques, and we're back for Mangaka, and looks like the ring-haired girl is the next one involved now that I'm a couple episodes off from making that guess. And not only does she call herself Futami's rival, I'm also going to assume high shipping potential outside of just Sato-san. Will I be right? Will she be shipped off with somebody else like Hasan? We shall see. Let me know your thoughts early on in the comment section, or wait till the end. In either case, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, let the whole video run through the limit of the watch time, because it's highly appreciated and good for the algorithm. And that being said, let's get into things. Alright, and of course, little refresh, because this is just coming out a day after the other one. Futami got published properly, her book's out, the manga's doing great, and Sato-san is highly excited. And almost as if a calling when she was asked on if she had any rival authors, now we have a rival author. Very insistent, mind you. I got 4 doorbell rings in just like a minute. Like shit, I've only known a couple of people in my life that annoying, one of which being my cousin. Which some of his appearances are appreciated sometimes, but like, man can be very annoying when he's not wanted. Drinking so early in the morning? Okay, and this woman's appearance just kind of took Futami by shock, and now this. Well, at least she knows who it is, and it's not just somebody random. Oh, and down she goes. That was actually a great moment to pause. Meanwhile, Hasan in there just like, what the fuck is happening over there? And she's just, before even trying to help, she's like, who are you? It's like, could you get her off before questioning that? Yep. She's been drinking all morning. Again, by the way. Fuck you mean? Oh good, they have a friend who's just a straight up alcoholic. That's helpful. Is she the one who intends on, being her rival, being an author as well? Because while alcoholism is great for, creative inspiration sometimes, side note, don't become an alcoholic to try and become better creatively, because while it might help, you're also more likely to, as in her case, destroy your liver. Oh. So technically, yeah, I guess she could be considered a rival. But obviously she's let herself go if she's asking Futami for help. Hey, sounds kind of like me. I'm not drunk, but I'm definitely a cynic. So if you replace like drunk for depressed, that's me to a T. Yeah, no, I can understand her, depression with things. Like if they tell you they're gonna cancel your series outright, that's actually devastating. Especially when you consider how a lot of us as fans feel when we're like watching a show or reading something, and then you just hear that it's been canceled. You kind of look at it and you're fucking devastated. And like, in theory, there's a possibility that one day that might get revived if old material gets enough traction. But man, it still is just hard at the time. So yeah, okay, I see where she's upset with things. Because again, as an anime, as a manga fan, a lot of us see things we like and then just get so upset when they're just done without reason, without proper ending, just done. It's kind of always where I've defended Hunter x Hunter. It's like, yeah, well, we could get more. Well, there should be more. At the very least, it had kind of an ending. So even if somehow we don't get more of it, though it looks like we might, rumors are circulating about, with the mobile game that came out and I think a proper video game that came out, at least the mobile game, could happen. So maybe in my lifetime, we'll see. No, I agree with her. Like, from everything I've seen of that Toda guy, he's kind of a dick. I also understand that vibe completely, which is, again, why I constantly say the whole, I can't wait to see this thing if I'm around, because, well, I don't hide how my mind works. I do try to say it less obviously, because YouTube is all whiny cry about that kind of attitude, but listen, people should be allowed to say the things they feel. You know, it might be looked at it in one certain way, but also, fuck you. Like, if you want to put any sort of words on the way I feel, well, don't, because maybe if you might understand it, you're probably not right about the way that it works in here. But hey, that's why I like just spew shit as I think it and don't really care much about anything else. Like, will I hold back my way of saying certain words because of the way the modern day is? Yeah, sure. But if I think something is a thing, I will call it that thing. So, like, the one word that people hate so much because it might offend somebody, I say again, fuck you. But yeah, no, I totally get her vibe. They just let her pass out drunk on the floor. Yeah, that sounds about right. Especially because those are just three that she's had while there. Also, speaking of listening to music while working, here's another thing I'll say for YouTube's sake that I will leave in the video even though it's a rant. You fucking people need to fix the way your playlists work. Okay? And this is talking for all playlists throughout all of YouTube. You know, not just referring to like the one that this video is going to get put into. Fix your playlist. The way I can listen to music and it'll run and run and run and run when I just play it normally, no shuffle, but it like stops playing automatically. Or even if I select a song after a certain number, it's just extremely annoying. Why does it work that way? Like, your thing shouldn't be like, oh, you're on video 239, time for it to stop auto playing. It's like, for what reason? Just fucking play. Or, oh, you've been shuffling your songs for like 15 songs. Now we're going to go back like 7, and then we're going to just play those same 7 over and over and over again. Again, for why and what reason? Like, I've mentioned before, I've mentioned multiple times, Sarah took over and ruined the fucking thing, and Neil has not made it any better. Neil has actually made it worse. Like, I'll bring up that AI topic again because of what happened to my fucking channel several months ago. Like, this I'm gonna end my rant after just 2 more seconds of Neil, your crew. Oh, hey, the other girl's awake. That is one hungover Nashida ready to eat after she's woken up from her binge. I love her expressionisms, though. I don't doubt that. Like, some of us need things to help keep us focused and grounded and all that. For me, admittedly, I smoke sometimes while I do my editing and stuff because it just, like, it helps keep me centered. Because, like, if one hand has a thing in it and the other hand's on the mouse, I don't have time to be distracted with much else. The way they give her such a blank look at that thought process, but technically, she's not wrong. Like, if you have a sweet, innocent, you know, very strong willed, hard headed main character, you need to have somebody just as strong willed and hard headed, but make them a dick half the time. Futami is so scared right now. So, she isn't her rival, she just thinks of herself as such. Why is this actually a common trait in a lot of the Yuri things that we watch too? Like, there's always a character that deems herself the main character's rival in something. Like, what was that one? I think it was Bad Girl that I still need to finish uploading, where the elementary school girl deemed herself the rival of the main character because of the red-haired chick. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm accurate about that. I guess I'll find out as I'm editing it throughout the next whatever amount of time, but I'm pretty sure that was a thing. So, like, whether big or small, characters always just seem to name themselves rivals of the main character for some reason. Sometimes in love, sometimes other things, maybe with deeper meanings, but that's also just looking too deep into the gay of it. Yeah, that's actually kind of fucked up, though. Work really hard thinking that you're rivals, and then she ends up beating you anyway without actually realizing that was the purpose. I mean, she is the main character, though, so, like, yeah, no, like, she's kind of got a point on that, too. Yeah, that's it. I was expecting some more honest thing coming from her, but I also am not surprised. Damn, you. Yeah, you came, you bitched, you drank, you passed out, you woke up, you ate, and now you can leave. Bye bye. Hey, one of them needs to be a hard ass, even if Futami won't. So, she should be friends with Meg, right? Actually, doesn't she kind of look like the chick that Meg hit on all the time? And if you don't remember who I mean, Meg, go check out my stuff for nope. I forgot the exact name of the series. I do remember it's called Witch's Death, but I don't remember the prior words. Bro, I wish I still had motivation come 4 a.m. Like, I might still be awake and gaming or something, but I never have work motivation. Which is something I really need to, like, try and do more of, because if I'm up till, like, 4 a.m., I need to do more work stuff. And granted. A few of the past, holy shit, handful of nights, I have been technically working on something while doing my gaming, but also for video stuff that I haven't even began recording for. But that's also because I'm trying to like get everything written down before I record for it. So hey, that gotcha channel in the description down below, that's where I have a bunch of stuff cooking up here for, so don't forget to subscribe over there. No, she kind of has a point though. You know, make Subaru's rival some like really talented, but also really intense somebody who has to take inspiration from some other form of stuff. I like how they're even voice acting out this rough sketch they made of that whole bit. The irony. Wait, hold on. Pause. I mean, hey, listen. I still like the ship with Sato-san more, but I do understand this too. Wonder if she got kicked out of her apartment too and not just had her series cancelled. Please leave. Oh, well, at least now she was doing some of her own work too. You're gonna get thrown out of the apartment again. Meanwhile, she's bringing things to a reality point. I will say, like, their whole situation is really what would like want me to have a better workspace. Like, if I ever moved from this house, I would hope it's into somewhere with at least one more room that I can take, you know, my computer and stuff and just put it into another room. Because, like, even if I hang out in that other room to game or record or something, at least it could be, like, cleaner. Because, you guys have probably been able to tell by the way that this situation hadn't really changed too much over the course of hundreds of videos. I'm not the best at cleaning, but here's the thing. The amount of fucking space that's needed to clean is just so hard. But hey, if y'all ever want me to maybe make a little video of a bunch of stuff I have that I want to sell, yeah, I can totally do that because I had Loot Crate for all those months and now I have a shit ton of stuff to sell. Hell, I still have a wrestling crate and I get more stuff to sell. So, like, because I don't want to throw a bunch of it away. Like, throwing stuff away from Loot Crate just seems wasteful. Giving it to fucking Goodwill or something, I don't want to do that either because it might, like, sit on their shelves for, like, months or years even. So I want to, you know, figure out how to sell some of that old Loot Crate stuff. Because at least it would, like, go somewhere. It would serve a purpose. I think my cat's scratching at the door again. And that's another thing too. Like I would love to have an office to work in and have all my stuff, and then just a room where I can invite my animals in and actually like cuddle them. Don't really have the chance to do that in this room because, well, Look at just that shelf and see how many things are on it that the cats might be tempted to jump onto the shelves and knock everything over. I know that's like cat logic, but I know cat logic. I've had cats my entire life, so it's easier just to protect shit. As depressing as it is for them, because they're always trying to get in here. Yeah. Her legs like being grabbed onto by Nasha or something in it. Okay, some realization just hit her. Oh, nope, second wind struck. Yo, 3 hours a night is something I should try and exercise more. Like, go to bed at fucking 4 or 5 and wake up at like 9, just period. Not fucking be a lazy sack of crap and go use the bathroom and then be like, I want another hour. Did that this morning. Really shouldn't do that because, like, when I intend on waking up at a decent hour, I should just, like, be up at that decent hour. You know, wake up at 10 o'clock and start doing things, not wake up at 10 o'clock, use the bathroom, and then look at my phone like, I can get another half hour. Like, that is lazy attitude, and that's the one reason why this will never reach where it needs to before I, like, fuck. Especially when I have 3 different channels I need to edit videos for consistently. Could I have not made the gotcha channel and just kept it as 2 channels? Sure. But also, algorithm. And that's another thing. Fuck YouTube's algorithm, because, man, the fact that I can't do multiple different games without, having the algorithm be fucked up, it's kind of screwy. But maybe the people that enjoyed that 3.8 story will eventually go over to the other channel, because I will upload 4.0 eventually. Hopefully this week I'll make some time to start recording. I should try and look up an actual amount of time for it. Okay, I'm ranting again. I'm gonna hit the play button now. Smile. Don't focus on that, okay? Of course you did. Okay, but like she's kind of an annoying character, but I also kind of dig her vibe, honestly. I like how she's looking at her like she's a pest, but Futami's actually kind of encouraging it. Plus, gaming is good inspiration for things. Also, I should stop just overall being lazy. I should stop taking time to myself. I know that's like a very destructive mindset as well, but like, listen, there's so many things that go on up here that I wish I could do more of, and I don't do as much of it as I should. Matter of fact, I'm probably being lazy by taking time to record a bunch of these episodes today, but also here's the thing about that. At least I'm recording something that matters for one of my channels. Instead of just like a lazy and simple summoning video for a gacha game or something. Or, a quick shiny hunt I can upload it as a short. Though I do also plan on doing that today. But these are also kind of the things where, like, I need people to help with more of the technical details. Because, while, like, recording a bunch in one day is good, I also have to take a bunch of that shit I record and edit it later. Meanwhile, I was just locked in on the game now, and apparently, now she is not as good as she thought she was at any of those games. But this is the reason why, well, personally, I don't play PvP, because, man, I'd probably be in Ashida's shoes. How would they go from playing basically Mario Kart and Smash Brothers to playing a dating sim? Well, fuck that work. I feel like that's not, well, maybe. I don't know. Wonder if there are actually any decent dating sims that I would like to play that exist on like Steam or something. I have always been tempted to play a proper dating sim, not just like a gotcha game that has dating sim like qualities. I mean, I play a couple of those. I don't even look too deeply into them as much as I could. Fuck, even with Zenless and their whole dating thing, I don't do that as much as I should. Also, should do more of that because, like, more times I do that, more characters I unlock to promote the video store. I don't know if it makes a difference in how much money it makes me, but yeah, that sounds about right. But also, isn't that why there's usually like save states in a lot of dating games, especially nowadays? Relatable. Because, well, to hang out with friends, gotta have friends. Okay. Futami relates to that, though, based on what we saw in the other episode. Again, base take. Like, honestly, if it wasn't for the fact of I needed to make something of myself with all this stuff, And if it wasn't for the fact I have like all those gacha games, I have all their dailies and shit, I probably would just literally sleep 99% of the day. Because things ain't worth like being awake for half the time, really. Like you might get a lucky break and something cool will happen. You know, yesterday I went to go see a comedy show. That was fun. That was kind of cool to be awake for. But most other things, but again, you need some kind of drive and determination to do things to be able to make it eventually. And well, if you keep driving and driving and driving and driving and the only stop is a crash, so be it. Also relatable, by the way, because like, doesn't matter what you're thinking about. If you're in bed and thinking about something, it's not really healthy. But man, it's how I do sometimes. Okay, so like, I do relate to Futami with her general anxiety, but I kind of feel like Nashida is the most relatable character in the series for me. Like, outside of like having a point of success that's just been taken away from you, because, well, I haven't necessarily had a point of success. Granted, I guess technically that has happened to me as well, because this channel being the one that has the most subscribers of the ones I have, while not still being at the high success point it needs to be at, which, hey, again, this is reason why y'all should let the whole video run through to let me get the watch time and, maybe even hit a playlist and just let it run until YouTube's stupid, cancerous point of stopping things around the high 200s. Because it helped a lot. Missing a couple thousand hours of watch time, so it would really help, like, a lot. You know, like 10 people run my playlist from start to the point YouTube stops it, and it's a lot of time, just saying. But no, I totally get her, because, like I said, high subscriber count, and then YouTube's magic AI system was like, "You're doing bad copyright stuff, we're gonna delete your channel." Like, I've been removing a lot of my nonsense of older content I recorded of, if the video is shorter than intended, or removed completely, blame YouTube's AI. Like, I stopped leaving that in the video because it's so, like, obvious now that AI ruins everything, especially for YouTube, but man, that's kind of the point of how she is relatable, because while I haven't, like, grown success from this or streaming to the point of earning consistent money, I do have to go back to streaming consistently, semi regularly though, at some point, because that's actually where I've made a majority of the money in my creation journey. Point is, I do feel that depression of things getting taken away from you when you've reached a decent point. And this specifically, I also take a depressing point too, because, like, well, not the end of all my old friends are married, all my old friends just kick me to the curb and now have better lives, so it's not worth it. You know, my one friend at least has an excuse because he's had multiple loved ones die in the course of the time I've known him. Family, animals, all that, as well as had a stressful job, and now his job pertains to taking care of his niece, which, not going into too much detail about that, but he's at least got understandable things for why he hasn't talked to me as much. I bitched about it in a previous episode of some kind, I think, actually. Then there's another friend who, well, TLDR on that end, was a slut, and now he's a father. Not sure if he's actually dating the mother of his child or if he's got another girlfriend, but yeah. And then I have a third friend who was my best friend of many, 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 many years. And then, as a human being, he just kind of turned into a sack of crap. And taken aside from that thought process, he's just somebody that I used to know. We'll put it that way. So the 3 best friends I had for a majority of my life just kind of, so may as well be considered in that kind of place. Again, relatable. I ask that every single day. What am I going to do with my life? And again, we come down to this is why I do what I can. Here, the Pokemon channel. That might go back to being a semi-variety channel, but not like consistent variety. Because I have the Gotcha channel that is the other variety my main channel had, and now it's its own thing to save algorithm. Wait, we just had a huge emotional build up for her. She vented, she unleashed all of her feelings upon the friend she does have, and now she's going to say something awkward before going to the bathroom. No? Just a cute little turn back and smile? No awkward or overconfident statement to be made? Good for her. There's the awkwardness. Is that a bad thing though? Like you'll enjoy your time enjoyed your time hanging out and working together the past couple hours at least, so is that really such a bad thing? Oh hey, new game. Anything after credits? Okay, but like fuck you, Microsoft. You know my perspective? Perspective of what? The fucking I'm not gonna go on a rant about my shitty computer. Also, I feel like actually, I will go on a little rant before I give my overview of this. I feel like if maybe I changed a couple of minor details about my computer, like if I actually took it in and had a conversation with somebody and went, so what can we do to fix these problems? I feel like maybe something could be done, because honestly, after turning off a lot of stuff and changing a lot of stuff, other than like the lying and gaslighting about it being a quiet computer, because man, this thing is anything but quiet. It's not a terrible piece of machinery. It's just all the fact of the little things it does that's fucking stupid. So like if I could honestly just look at someone and be like, hey, how do I get it from stopping doing these things? Maybe one of these days I'll have a piece of hardware trustworthy enough to where I can actually like do my gotcha games and other shit and take this thing in to be looked at. I bought a laptop for that reason, but apparently that laptop is not strong enough to run Woowa and Zenless, so I haven't like done what I should do. Granted, it's great for editing videos, but playing those 2 gotcha games, maybe I'll like buy an extra controller and try to run it more. Maybe I don't know, test some things. Anyway, for this episode, I relate to Nashida a lot, honestly. Like, outside of the having some success that you basically just get screwed out of because of your superior, that I don't relate to as much because I didn't start getting my success until YouTube was already pretty much a horrible place to be on. But I'm still trying to do here, and despite bitching, complaining, and all the other miscellaneous problems I have with doing this stuff, including the way that my light makes my one cheek here, okay, the natural lighting, kind of like puffy, because it's just because of my fat ass or my teeth, I don't know. But like, yeah. Anyway, I relate to Nashida. I do. And I do wish I could have more success than I do on these things. This is part of the reason why I need to, like, just not sleep. Like, I literally need to not sleep. That is the way to success, is not sleeping and just doing. So that's the thing I gotta do more. But what you guys should do more is, hitting the like button, sharing the videos, letting things run through, let me get the watch time, and all of that kind of stuff. That's a thing I say all the time though, so that's kind of obvious. However, what I will say for those of you that do hit the like button and watch a majority, if not all of one of my videos, I will say thank you. And especially to those who comment things, whether just in general or to do with the show or whatever. Like, to those of you that say very insightful things, like, one person made like 4 comments on a couple of the Dress Up Darling videos earlier in the month. I thank you for that because, again, it helps not only the process of YouTube, but I also am always highly appreciative to somebody's insight on the difference between how the anime did things and what the manga could have done, or give a preview of what could happen in season 3 if I don't read the manga. To which, like I said earlier, I did add a little bit to my Crunchy account so I could read the Dress Up Darling manga, and I do have full intention to do that. But it's also always appreciated to hear from people about things like that. Or the person that enjoyed the Watanabe series as much as they did. I do really, really, really hope that we get episodes, 18 to 24 sooner rather than later, so I can bring you that. So I can bring all of you guys that, because again, Yuri content is the best content romance wise. Like, whether it be full Yuri intentions like Watanabe or just like a theoretic version like this show. Though, again, I've seen things that might make it a little bit more than just theoretic. I mean, I brought up how this reminds me of New Game, and that started as theoretic Yuri. There was like 4 or 5 different couples you could ship in that, but only one became factual by the end. That's kind of why I would like, a season 3 of New Game, honestly, because seeing those two as an official married couple from the beginning of the season, and maybe getting Hifumi and what's her name? Aoi? Was that her name? No, Aoba. Aoba? Was that her name? I think that was her name. Yeah, seeing those two get together, and the boss and the blonde hair chick. God, I can't rewatch New Game now. Maybe later. But yeah, for this, very good, very relatable to a couple of the characters in some way, shape, or form. Very inspiring and endearing as well. But you can let me know your thought about everything I just said in the comment section down below, as I always say. And, well, like I said a moment ago, as always, appreciate it. Hit the like button, subscribe. Subscribe to the other channels in the description, because I want one of these to hit that point by the end of the year, accounting I don't. Did I say ring the bells? Do that. Follow Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, TikTok, Patreon, where I upload the full version, basically, of everything I upload here. Since I can't upload, the opacity down version because YouTube, where, cry, copyright. Anyway. That being said, don't forget to follow on Twitch as well, because I do plan on going back to streaming at a semi-consistent rate. And I really need to actually keep true to that promise, because I said I'd come back to a semi-consistent rate at the beginning of the year, and I have been a fucking liar. Here we are, almost the end of February, and I have not done jack squat involving that as much as I should have. But yeah, been the Blaze again with King's Critiques. So, ta-ta for now. Peace.